Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Traffic and weather together every 2 minutes on the 8s, all morning long. We also have Hog Futures, our Hog Futures report that's so popular this time of year coming up. So, and horrible scopes later on this morning. So, bringing back the horoscope feature from the 70s. I think people have been missing it. Don't you? I really think.
Yeah.
So
definitely give the people what they want.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Should start out with some really tragic news, though. Infowars. I don't know who owns them now. I don't know what's going on with that necessarily. Haven't heard updates. But there was a terrible murder with the Infowars family. Writer Jamie White was killed in his apartment complex parking lot, right?
Yeah.
It happened in Austin Sunday night. So our thoughts and prayers to his family, his friends, everybody at Infowars.
Yeah, Jamie White, young guy, man.
How old was he?
I don't know. I think I saw Alex Jones put 1988 was his year of birth, right? So he'd be 36.
Oh, man.
Gosh, man.
Really sad.
And I don't know.
Really sad
if he
and
was,
weird. They don't know what the deal was, right? They don't know why or how it happened.
I don't know if he was writing a story on anyone. I don't know if it was random. I have no idea. Do we have the news report you said,
We do. We
Chris?
have the news report, yeah.
Oh.
All right.
I'm Sally Hernandez. Police on the scene in East Austin at Douglas Street and Old Torf Street. A 911 call came in just before midnight last night. Bear Tryon has been there for us within the last few hours to figure out exactly what police are saying from that investigation. Good morning.
Police really releasing few details about what happened overnight, but this is what we do know right now. Police say they actually found the victim here in the parking lot of this apartment complex. EMS ended up taking that man to the hospital where he later died. Right now, police will not say exactly if he was shot or stabbed, only saying that he had obvious trauma. Homicide detectives still on scene, as I mentioned this morning, collecting evidence. We've seen also a lot of activity in a second floor apartment where they've been taking evidence bags out. Right now, police say they do not have any information about a suspect, and they're asking if you know something about that to contact them. You can also remain anonymous using Crime Stoppers.
So they didn't find out at Infowars until he didn't show up for work, right? Yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I can't even imagine.
I mean, our parking lot has Irving PD all over it this morning. So, yeah.
Really?
That thought occurred to me driving in, and sure enough, here they were. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, Austin's not that far away. You don't know who did this.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But prayers to the Infowars family and to Jamie White's family and friends. Just horrible.
Also, yesterday we played the clip of Representative Jasmine Crockett, who tried to convince us that entering the country illegally wasn't a crime. Nah, it's fine. Why do they call it illegal then? I wonder. Yesterday, Border Czar Tom Homan clarified things for her.
Is it a crime or a misdemeanor to enter the country illegally?
Here we go.
It's a crime to enter the country illegally under Title 8, United States Code 1325, and it's really pathetic that any member of Congress don't understand what the law says. They wrote the law. They enacted the law. It was signed by the president. It's a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. If you've entered it prior, it's a felony. So, I've been saying this for I don't know how long in your show. And I had to educate AOC years ago during the hearing that it's a crime to enter this country illegally, and we're going to enforce those laws.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The end. Pretty simple.
And not only is that a crime, but the crimes don't end there.
Right.
Even if you're trying to be an upstanding citizen while you're here, you're committing identity fraud, tax evasion. I mean, there's several. You can't be here illegally and not commit other crimes. It's virtually impossible. And if I were committing those crimes, believe me, I'd be in jail. I'd be separated from my family. It's such a weird situation. I don't understand why they crusade for these people. Well, because they're hoping to turn them into voters permanently. And I guess they believe this is the path to do that. By just excusing them and giving them goodies once they come here illegally.
And to your point, ICE in Houston announced the arrest of 646 illegal aliens in a week-long operation in the Houston area. 543 of them were criminals beyond just being here illegally, including 140 aggravated felons and 34 sex offenders.
Jeez.
And they have actually 99% of the foot traffic through the Panama jungle, the route northward, has gone away.
Wow. How much?
99%. The migration.
Oh, that is stunning.
It sure is, man.
I mean, I knew it was going to help. I didn't think it would do this much. Message received.
Has been received.
From Mexico, Central, and South America.
What's happening up here is a little more powerful than Kamala Harris saying, do not come.
Yeah, just a little bit. I'm surprised I didn't shut it down immediately, because remember how strong that statement was?
That's right.
It went a little something like this-ish, Well, we'll have to envision it in our mind's eye.
Avocado toast.
Oh, are you? Okay. You know what? You should go out and sell that on the street. You could get top dollar for it. Avocado toast.
Oh, yeah, with the tariffs and stuff?
Uh-huh.
That's the key. Oh, my gosh.
Do not come.
A little late, but
yeah.
Do not come.
Do not come. Okay.
That actually, when these tariffs kick in, we need to figure out how to grow avocados.
Yes. Yeah.
Because that'll be
Don't they supply like 90% of the world's
something like that
avocado market?
Figure that out.
Yeah, it's a huge percentage. Here was an interesting piece of news from the border. Check this out.
Just across this small valley, cartel scouts are watching, tracking the movements of Border Patrol.
It's rocking a little bit.
And us.
Just us being here right now, it alerts them something different's going on.
The border now is a very different one than a year ago. Numbers are significantly down, and I'm told that allows Border Patrol to focus more on security enforcement and less on picking up and processing migrants. Okay. Members of the delegation were told migrant encounter numbers dropped 90% from January to February. The tour also something of a victory lap for these staunch supporters of President Donald Trump.
So let me guess, the cartels that are bringing criminals across, fentanyl across, is poison America. They don't like Trump.
Eager to share what they see as clear positive impacts of his return to the White House.
Hearing that there was, in the same processing facility that we stood in today, there was 0 people today, and a year ago we probably would have seen 1,400 people. I mean, that's a pretty phenomenal change.
Yeah. The detention center is empty.
Somebody said last week, quote, it turns out all they needed was a new president.
Yeah, somebody said that. It seems pretty profound at this point, doesn't it? My gosh. And then can you imagine once the wall is built, I mean, just the attitude shift, just enforcing what's already there has decreased things by 95 to 100%. I mean, just slightly less than 100%. You're probably never going to get there to where nobody ever sneaks across the border. But the situation could be so greatly improved, and it already has been. J.D. Vance was giving a speech yesterday where he talked about one of the hidden costs of illegal immigration.
The cost of energy, these things are about the supply of housing. How do we get more houses out there to be built? But I think it's important to talk about the demand side of the housing market. And so much of what we're doing in the Trump administration when it comes to the immigration issue is framed about law enforcement, about reducing fentanyl coming into our communities. And that is true. That is a big part of why we're doing what we're doing at the border. But when we talk about housing and why costs are so high, we don't talk enough about demand. And one of the drivers of increased housing demand, we know, is that we've got a lot of people over the last 4 years who have come into the country illegally. And that's something we have to work on if we want to meaningfully reduce the cost of housing too. Now just think about this. If you allow 20 million people to compete with American citizens for the cost of homes, you are going to have a large and frankly completely preventable spike in the demand for housing. And that is what we, of course, have seen, because while we made it a little bit hard to build homes in this country over the last 4 years, we've also, unfortunately, made it way too easy for people to compete against American citizens for the precious homes that are in our country to begin with. Now, I'll say this, it's actually not just an American problem either. If you go to Canada, where because of their laws and regulations, they've seen a massive increase in the number of people who have come into their country. You go to the United Kingdom, you go across the world, and you see a very consistent relationship between a massive increase in immigration and a massive increase in housing prices. And we have to be honest about that.
Uh-oh.
Well, I see one of our nice representatives out here wants to actually, I guess, continue to flood the country with illegal immigrants, making your communities and citizens unaffordable.
Awesome.
How dare you say that? Well, what's the alternative then? Why is she upset about it? Everything he laid out there is factual.
Love it.
So
I think the crowd was turning on her, not him.
Oh, hopefully. But why would you, if you're her, what is it you're defending? We just have to be nice to, we're being nice to them. It's not good for them either to be here illegally.
Yeah, and it's easier for them to get the hell out now, right? And what's this, Chris, you were sending us stuff yesterday. They've repurposed the app that Biden and them...
the CBP One app, full screen 3, is now being repurposed as a self-deportation
I love that.
Get out.
So if you go in, you open the app, right? You're like, I'm a traveler. Let's hit that.
All right.
Go to the next picture. Yeah, I speak English or Spanish or Haitian Creole.
Oh,
that's
wow.
an interesting choice.
That's only 3 options? Where's
my Mandarin Chinese and my Arabic?
Sorry.
No?
Kazakhstani.
I hit English.
Okay.
All right.
And I'm like, I intend to depart. Please send me away. And then I take a picture of my face. Then I'm self-deporting myself.
And then you're self-deporting. That's nice.
So
that's interesting.
That is very interesting.
So the app that you used to open to help you get into the country
is now helping you get out.
Yes.
Out. Because that's part of the logjam for these people that want to self-deport, right? Yeah.
It's amazing how efficient the Trump administration has been so far. You know, they took the already existing department that Barack Obama set up and made it DOGE, just renamed and repurposed it. And now they're doing the same thing with this illegal border crossing app. Wow. Are they? I hope they're still all at least getting their new cell phone, right? We're still providing brand new Obama phones for them, aren't we?
Oh, please.
I hope.
I mean, what kind of country would we be?
What kind of country doesn't hand out free iPhones to everybody who takes the time to sneak across our border illegally?
And if memory serves, this app was originally set up by the Trump administration to help with commercial inflow across the border, make that move a lot smoother and efficiently. And then, of course, the Biden Marxists hijacked it and turned it into a come on in and take over the nation.
Yep.
And I just love, like you said, how quickly they're being so efficient with their time.
It's mind-boggling.
On everything except for the release of the Epstein files, JFK files, MK files, RFK files, 9/11 report, all that stuff. That stuff's starting to really aggravate me. I need that now.
Well, especially when they drove up expectations.
Yes, sir.
So high.
Yep.
I mean, Kash Patel said it was coming out day one. First day.
What's going on behind the scenes? What do you think?
I don't know. There's some kind of wrangling that people don't want that information
got their thumb
out.
on this administration in that area, and it's starting to become an issue with the base.
And it could be national security. I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure that's what they're saying it is. Whether it is or not, I think a lot of people just don't want that information out. They don't think we can handle it. Well, it's been over 60 years now. We can deal with whatever it was back then. Let's say it's the CIA. Is that going to shut down the CIA?
I hope
no.
so. Oh,
but no, it's not going to. No, it isn't.
No.
Or the FBI.
I hope so. Oh, no.
Or the NSA. Or the NCAA. And maybe that needs to be shut down most of all. maybe the NCAA should be the first of these agencies
Don't
to
even
go.
joke, bro. They already took one NCAA tournament away from us in 2020.
They sure did.
Don't need,
oh, my gosh.
At least wait until after the next few weeks. Then you can shut down the NCAA.
Speaking of which, is Nebraska on the bubble? You just said yesterday they weren't in their conference tournament, in the Big Ten tournament. But I'm hearing rumblings that they might be in the NCAAs.
That's funny.
Is that possible? It's not possible?
You got jokes this morning, I see.
All right.
I was reading something yesterday.
Like stabbing
what
and
bubble?
burning it?
When was this article written? A month ago?
No, it was fairly recent, I think.
You got to send that to me. No. So, real quick, NIL, you know, where colleges have all this money and stuff. I was reading this article. Nebraska's a top 10 program for NIL money. It's like, you wouldn't know that based on results in the program. Any of the anyway.
Yeah, I love the NIL.
We're a volleyball school, by the way.
Yeah, congratulations on that, though. Women's volleyball.
Of course.
They don't think they have a men's team, do they? I don't think they play men's volleyball.
Think so.
Yeah. It's interesting, though, how when you're doing well, the NIL thing is used against you. Well, you just got unlimited funds. Really? That's what they're saying about BYU basketball now. Well, we're buying all these people. Really? So, like Kansas all of a sudden has no money to give to these people. Duke has no money to pay to anybody. Kentucky has no... Come on. Oh. It just leveled the playing field. So now if you're in that NIL game, you just are on the same plane with everybody else. And you have a chance now to get great players.
And just to check with you guys, Nebraska does not have a varsity men's volleyball team.
Yeah.
But they do have a Nebraska men's volleyball club.
Club team.
Congratulations, Keith.
Oh, yeah.
They got a club team.
Awesome.
A club team.
They compete at college level, part of the Nebraska.
Sure they do. That's one step above intramural team.
There you go.
Which of course...
Hey, you got something there, buddy.
Shout out to my crew at Shram 10, Residence Hall. We dominated in street hockey, I'll say that.
The other interesting thing is that a lot of these, because of NIL and the transfer portal, almost every college football program is dropping that the scrimmage game at the end of their spring practice sessions. Including Nebraska. They're not going to have this. They're not going to have the inter-squad game at the end, and that usually sold out at Nebraska, didn't it?
Every year, since 1950. And reason being, you're putting your players on display.
Yeah.
For other programs to come in. Snipe them, really.
Yeah.
So now they're doing a skills competition. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out in April.
Fun. Well, what BYU does now instead is they bring back, some of the guys who used to play. They bring back they call it, I think the Legends game or something, and all the biggies come back and play a flag football game.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. It's a little like what they did in the NFL.
You don't sound into it. You don't want to see Ty Detmer out there?
I do. I like it, but I'm just not a huge proponent of flag football. I like the contact. It's more fun.
Okay.
But you don't want people getting hurt. So especially these old guys who are now, some of them. I mean, Steve Young played last year. He's in his 60s.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I don't like time.
Yeah, I know. It's unreal.
I do not like time.
It's unreal. All right, let me tell you about Birch Gold. You don't go out and buy a life jacket when the boat is already sinking, right? And you don't buy gold when the economy is already collapsed. Clearly, others are heeding this advice because gold just hit all-time highs in the first part of 2025. But it's not too late for you. The company I trust to help diversify into physical gold is Birch Gold. That's where I get my gold. That's where you should get yours. Birch Gold specializes in helping you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold for no money out of pocket. Just listen to this 5-star review. They're knowledgeable, they're helpful, and it's non-pressure. I love that. Don't keep hounding me. And that's what you get with Birch Gold. That's why I've endorsed them for so long. Get your free info kit right now on gold by texting the word PAT to the number 989898. There's no obligation, just really useful information, help you decide on whether this is right for you. They have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, countless 5-star reviews. Text PAT to 989898 and let the experts at Birch Gold help you secure your future today with gold. Again, text PAT to the number 989898.
Pat Gray Unleashed is back.
And this time, he's pissed. The guy who thinks he's a girl, Dylan Mulvaney.
He's still around?
Has he not had the surgery?
No. No. I mean, I'm not going to ask him.
You should.
I'm not going to check for myself.
Dylan, where's your commitment level? What's going on here?
Thank you.
Where's your commitment? He was on The View yesterday.
Oh, no.
And, of course, the conversation, you almost have to be a Mensa member to understand it. It was just, it's that high level. Here's what they had to say.
Last week, California Governor Gavin Newsom said that he thinks that trans athletes competing in girls and women's sports was deeply unfair. Now, I want to hear what you think, because
Why?
I'll tell you what I think, too.
Okay. Yeah, the last time I played a sport, I was 6 years old, and I was on a soccer team, but I assigned myself as the nurse. So I sat with the Band-Aids. And so, in the words of Wicked, I am not that girl. But a dear friend of mine, Skylar, he is a trans athlete. His handle's Pink Manta Ray. That's someone who I really look to for guidance. And I think that is what's tricky, is like now stepping in this identity. I'm still like a baby trans. You know, I've only 3 years in. Tomorrow's my anniversary.
So that's today. That's today.
Competing with other males.
Correct.
Hold on.
Her friend.
Hold on. Rewind that about 10 seconds.
Male and
Sorry, because I love how this is such a stupid ass topic that they don't even know how to talk about it. They confuse themselves trying to discuss it. It's hilarious. Play this.
Female to male and is competing with other males.
Correct.
No.
Yes. Her friend. Her friend. It went from female to male and is competing with other males.
So Gavin doesn't have a problem with that.
I don't even know.
Well, I think part of the problem that the trans community is facing, and it's the same problem that women face, is if you don't know anything about our bodies, you don't know how it works. So when you come in and you say, oh, you know, these are men, you know,
competing
against women, you're assuming that the women are weak and just can't do anything except here. Have you ever seen?
No, we're assuming, we're factually stating that women are different from men. We don't have the same physical characteristics. You talk about somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about. My God, why are there different records for men than women in the same sport? Now look at track and field. What is the record in each? What's the men's record in the, let's say, the 100-meter dash? And what's the women's record? I think you'll find the men in every single case are faster, are stronger. We're different. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It just means that you're not physically where men are.
Almost a full second difference.
Yeah, I mean, it's over 100 meters. That's impressive. It's a huge difference. Look at the mile record. What's the mile record for men? It's going to be different than the women. I'll tell you that. It's going to be better than the women.
So what you're saying
the
is
mile, the 1,500 meters. What am I saying, Chris? What am I saying?
That
do you have it?
Women are weak.
No.
There we go.
No, you're not getting it.
Because the men have a better time.
Men 3:43
in a mile.
3 minutes 43 seconds.
Wow! Remember when the 4-minute mile was thought impossible to break? Now it's 3:43.
Yeah.
Wow!
And the women is 4:07.
Huh? I wonder why the difference. I guess we don't understand the physiology involved.
If they are going to try to spin this to be some patriarchy,
they are
mansplaining, whatever thing. Good luck. I mean, they are in such disarray over this topic, and I am here for it.
And they're on the wrong side of this. Yeah. And you know, I don't know what part of that they don't understand. How can you possibly deny it? And then let's say everything's equal in the athletic competition. What about the locker room It's not a problem there. You don't have any issue with the women being uncomfortable with the dangling unit the guy's got.
It's a sight to behold.
It's crazy
that a political party, that a base for the Democrats is able to pivot so quickly off of Me Too into, whoa, why the hate for men hanging out in women's locker rooms? 5 seconds ago, that was... These people are insufferable.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Our favorite Donald Trump impersonator confronted Whoopi.
Oh.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Whoopi, it's your favorite president. Why do you hate me so much? I gave all the African Americans jobs. I loved you in the 90s, Whoopi. I loved Rat Race. I loved Ghost. I still love you deep down somewhere, but you need to come around. We used to be pals on the show. We would all hang out. We laughed. Barbara Walters is rolling in her grave right now. You have destroyed her legacy. This show is horrible. You need at least one trans woman on the show. Whoa, Whoopi. Whoopi's chasing after me. Whoopi. Whoopi was the one who ran after him. Guys, Whoopi. Okay, sir.
Security.
I gave all these African American jobs.
No.
Tough guy. We got a tough guy. We got another Baldwin over here.
Oh, to be continued.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, good.
That's
I mean,
good stuff.
What are you going to do to him? He's not doing anything wrong there. He's just talking to Whoopi.
Eat him.
He's in public, and so is she. They don't own the sidewalk. They don't own the road. Incredible. You can't question these people because they can't hold up to it.
Whoopi doesn't have a parking spot closer to the ABC studio.
Yeah, she was walking a long way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tough times, bro.
Tough times. Yeah.
And I don't know if Pat's going to be more incensed by the Dylan Mulvaney clip or the Jon Stewart clip, honestly.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. What's going on in Europe? There's some conference or something I was trying to see out there, the title of it. I don't know. Just a parliament hanging out. I really don't know what's going on. But that's where he was. And he's trying to make a point about Hungary's state-run media, Pat. Tell me if it sounds familiar, what he's describing here.
All right.
So you're saying if you have a media machine that purposefully lies to its people to maintain a political fiction and get themselves power, that is the hallmark of an authoritarian system, not a democratic system.
Absolutely.
Well, if we were ever to get something like that in the United States,
are you serious?
We would be horrified, furious to know that there was an entire media organization designed
like Comedy Central,
to bend
CNN,
reality,
MSNBC.
to manipulate facts, to maintain power. It would, if I may, and I'm not trying to slam Hungary. It would never happen in the United States. It's just not.
She's not getting it, John.
I almost can't even conjure it, imagine it. It must be very difficult to live in a country where one media organization
should have stayed in retirement.
Knowingly, explicitly.
Okay, I can't take it anymore. Good gosh.
It's a Fox News Trump thing he's trying to pull here.
Yes, of course.
And he thinks he's so funny.
I know.
He's laying exactly what the left was with Biden.
Yes. I mean, are you really going to complain about the one outlet that maybe even leans a little bit further to the right when you've got the MSNBCs and CNN, MSNBC, CNN, NBC, ABC, CBS, every newspaper, every primetime television show, every movie, and you got to bring up Fox News. It's just asinine.
We wouldn't stand for it. Which clip aggravated you more, Dylan Mulvaney or Jon Stewart?
I think Jon Stewart. I mean, what a moron. And he's still on just one night, right? Was that from last night then?
Yeah.
He's on Mondays, I think.
Yeah. That was Apple TV Plus.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He does that thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so here's another question for you, Pat.
Oh, my gosh.
Who's more mentally ill, Dylan Mulvaney or pick any random chick on The View?
That's a hard one.
Right, I got it.
That's a hard one. Yeah. I have to think about that. Get back to you on that. More coming up.
But it turned out
that all we really needed was a new president.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got some tweets to share. Paco D tweets, avocados are a crime. Just saying.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't like them either. It's, ugh.
Yes.
The texture is nasty.
Agreed.
Ugh. Who was it that used them as baby poop?
That would be Beto O'Rourke.
Ah, that's right.
The man who would be governor, but
so
not
funny.
for Texas.
Pulled a prank on his wife. Oh, golly. Jimmy Dimples tweets, fewer illegal immigrants will lessen the demand for housing? I thought they were all staying in 5-star hotels on the government's dime. From Gen X Kid, is the Pat Unleashed lightning bolt self-deporting?
Oh, no, look. What is up?
Wow. Somebody put that in the wrong place, didn't they?
Wait a minute.
Was somebody in here again yesterday?
Steve, was he here again?
No.
Oh.
Certainly not.
Oh, my.
It looks like they put it back thinking they were being all artsy-fartsy.
Maybe.
That's better.
Yeah. Something like Jeffy would do, but I know he couldn't have been here yesterday. Wouldn't come in on a
Maybe the
on
same
an off
person
day.
that did that stole my paper slicer.
Oh, it's
no,
possible.
that thing's still missing, huh?
Yep.
Wow. Now, I think you need to call the FBI. Get to the now that Cash is in charge.
Okay.
Might be able to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is almost a cold case, bro. Sorry to say.
It's about to be a cold case.
Yeah,
yes.
it's been a week or so. How long's it been?
5 days, yeah, since I noticed there's been missing. So
it's a working week.
It's probably across the border now. Sorry.
Rowdy Introvert tweets, every sane person. The View can't possibly get any more insufferable. Karma. Hold my beer.
Yeah. There it is.
That's about right. Yeah. Nancy's Vodka Soaked Dentures tweets, Jamie was on the Ukraine kill list as well, apparently. He had posted about it around October of last year.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's so serious. You think, wow. Weird.
Okay, well.
Very strange.
So that is interesting.
Yeah, that's a little chilling, yeah.
And that leads into what happened on Twitter yesterday.
Yeah, it was subject to a cyber attack for about 12 hours.
Yeah, that was nonstop. Remember yesterday I was trying to play some video for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was
and it
one
was
of the
down.
moments it was down.
So Elon was asked about that in a sit-down with Fox yesterday.
Yeah.
There was a cyber attack on X today, which shut it down and may have been foreign sourced. Yes. It's a big story. You want to give us a moment on that?
Well, we're not sure exactly what happened, but there was a massive cyber attack to try to bring down the X system with IP addresses originating in the Ukraine area.
Oh.
Okay, so is it Ukraine?
Wow.
Is it Russia framing Ukraine? We don't know, but
that's interesting, though.
Sure is. Also interesting is the ratio of size between Elon Musk and Larry Kudlow. How tall is Elon Musk? I didn't think he was that tall.
That looks like one of those fake photos,
it sure
doesn't
does.
it?
I'm going to find out right now. Leave that up there. Let's see. Larry
6'2".
Kudlow.
Elon is 6'2".
Okay, and Larry Kudlow, do we know? Kudlow height. Let's see here. He is... Surprise, the internet doesn't
5'8".
have Larry... Oh, good.
5'8".
Okay, that looks...
Oh, okay, no wonder. But there's also like a thickness issue going on.
It looks like they've been superimposed into those chairs by someone who's just learning Photoshop.
Yep.
Elon is a little bit heavy on the waist side.
I see.
Okay.
Oh, look at you, judging.
But he's still heading up DOGE and uncovering fraud and waste. Here's a clip from that Joe Rogan interview last week. That's just amazing. Check this out.
The federal government is not break even. It's literally losing $2 trillion a year. And it does not pass its audits. It fails its own audits. So, there's a case where, I think Senator Collins was telling me about how she gave the Navy $12 billion for more submarines, got no extra submarines, and then held a hearing to say where'd the $12 billion go, and they were like, we don't know.
That was a problem.
Basically, stuff is so crazy. It's only the federal government could get away with this level of waste.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we don't know. All right, next subject. Just terrible, man.
It's like that $3 trillion that was missing on September 10th, 2001. Was it $3 trillion? I don't know. Somewhere between $1 and $3 trillion, and they just misplaced it. Nobody knew where it was. And then we never heard about it again because 9/11 happened the next day.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah.
2.3 trillion. Yep.
2.3 trillion. Okay. So
well, in that same interview that Elon did with Fox, he said that in the Biden administration, there's $500 billion in fraud.
A report issued by the GAO, the Government Accountability Office, last year. So during the Biden administration, which estimated the federal government fraud to be $500 billion. So just to be clear, that's not a Trump administration thing, that's a Biden administration thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all the left can say is, you shouldn't be looking into this. Why is Elon looking into this? I hate Elon Musk. Don't buy Teslas. Set your Tesla on fire.
Oh, my gosh. Boy, charging stations, dealerships.
Yeah, look out.
Twitter, X.
Crazy.
Yeah, he is under attack for sure.
Sure is. And here's a guy who didn't need any of this. Right. Why would you put yourself out there and put yourself on the line like this? Is it fun? No. Is it profitable? No. He's losing money like crazy. I read $140 billion since January 20th. $140 billion. And he just keeps going. I mean, yeah, he's still got a lot of money, but who wants to lose $140 billion? I don't care who you are. That's significant.
That's what happened with me.
Is it?
Yeah, I had $140 billion.
When you were a billionaire, you lost a lot of it?
Now I'm poor.
It sucks. That's not good.
Mac and cheese every night.
That's not good. Maybe we can get you a gig on the View. You could be the, I don't know, you could be the token man on the show.
They have a couple of those. I've seen the show. In fact, one of them was prominently featured in that clip we just played.
Well, they don't know the difference, apparently. If you think that women and men are different, then you don't know the anatomy of women, according to Whoopi Goldberg.
I'm just checking. Those weren't your chickens, right? You were playing. No. That was the View.
That was not my chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. That was the View.
Those are the hens over at.
Gotcha.
Over at the Coven. So, yeah. We should turn to somebody who knows the difference between the physical prowess of men and the physical prowess of women. And I'm pretty sure that most people don't think that Serena Williams is weak. She's the greatest women's tennis player of all time. And I don't know if Whoopi's ever seen this clip, but I think she was on Letterman when she talked about men playing women.
I'm like, if I were to play Andy Murray, I would lose 6-0, 6-0 in 5 to 6 minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
5 or 6 minutes, maybe 10.
No, it's true. It's true.
Honestly,
it's a completely different sport. The men are a lot faster, and they serve harder. They
what
hit
a
harder.
sexist!
It's a different game, and I love to play women's tennis, and I only want to play girls because I don't want to be embarrassed. I would not do the tour. I wouldn't do Billie Jean any justice. So Andy, stop it. Yeah. We're not. I'm not gonna let you kill me.
Okay, that's the number one women's tennis star. And the best of all time, almost unquestionably. I mean, you can throw out Martina Navratilova, Billie Jean King, Chris Everett, but she surpassed all of them.
And she was at the top of her game at the time of that conversation.
Right.
See, kids, it wasn't that long ago we were intellectually honest with each other.
Right. Yep. And it wasn't that long ago that the number 203rd men's player played her and her sister. And they were both ranked in the top 3 at the time. And destroyed both of them. And he said he didn't even try his hardest because he didn't want to embarrass them. The number 203 male player. That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, but there's no difference. If you think there's a difference, you don't know women anatomy, I guess. Unbelievable. Just incredible. It's not rocket science. I mean, we've known these things for a really long time, forever, that there is a difference between men and women, and it's a great difference. I appreciate the difference. We don't have to be the same. If we were the same, none of us would be here. So
I hear a chauvinist.
Yes, I know. I know. Just like a chauvinist, just like Serena Williams. Right. How dare you? Yeah. How dare you say that? Well, President Trump has a new target, and it's Congressman Thomas Massie.
Come on now, stop.
The budget battle continues with the government shutdown scheduled for Friday. Thomas Massie remains a no on the continuing resolution, so President Trump posted this. Thank you to the House Freedom Caucus for just delivering a big blow to the radical left Democrats and their desire to raise taxes and shut our country down. They hate America and all it stands for. That's why they allowed millions of criminals to invade our nation. Sometimes it takes great courage to do the right thing. Congressman Thomas Massie of beautiful Kentucky is an automatic no vote on just about everything. That's not true. Despite the fact that he has always voted for continuing resolutions in the past. He should be primaried. Oh, good golly.
You got to stop.
And I will lead the charge against him.
Wow.
He's just another grandstander who's too much trouble and not worth the fight.
Too much trouble.
He reminds me of Liz Cheney. Come on now. Come on.
There's no A in Cheney, Mr. President.
Before her historic record-breaking fall. The people of Kentucky won't stand for it. Just watch. Do I have any takers?
Oh, jeez.
Anyway, thank you again to the House Freedom Caucus for your very important vote. We need to buy some time in order to make America great again, greater than ever before. Unite and win.
Okay.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
It sure is.
We all know that Thomas Massie is a great congressman, and he's fiscally conservative. That's why he's not voting for the continuing resolution.
Yeah, and Massie tweeted out, the argument for the CR in September of 2024 was to fight in December of 2024 after the election. The argument for CR in December 2024 was to fight in March of 2025 after the inauguration. The argument for CR in March 2025 is to fight in September 2025 because we're not ready yet. I mean, he's got principle, and, And
he does not deserve to be primaried.
No, he doesn't deserve a public flogging from the president either.
No.
I know Trump is still bitter about March of 2020 when Thomas Massie forced the Congress to come and vote in person on the CARES Act that cost $2.2 trillion. You just had Elon Musk saying, the federal government is in debt $2 trillion every year. Wonder how much we were in debt in the year 2020. But if he's still bitter about that, if Trump is, you got to let that go. Because Thomas Massie is a good man. He's a principled man. And you'd be wise to have him visit the Oval Office once in a while and chat with you.
And he's one of the few. He's one of the few guys you can really count on to be a conservative vote and a conservative presence. And it's not easy to be that person. Because we have completely thrown any conservative... fiscally conservative policies right out the window. That just doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. Massie reminded us also yesterday that USAID is funded in this continuing resolution. Now, 83% of it is gone now, according to Rubio, but it's still being funded in this. And there are other things that Donald Trump can focus on. Please don't laser beam onto Thomas Massie.
All right. Let's talk about fast-growing trees for a minute. The biggest online nursery in the United States. They have thousands of plants and over 2 million happy customers. They've got everything. Fruit trees, privacy trees, flowering, shrubs, you name it. It's perfectly suited for your climate and your space. And they really know what's going to grow in your area. When you go to the big box stores, they're not going to know. And your plants arrive from fast-growing trees at your door in just a few days. It's backed by their Alive and Thrive guarantee to ensure that they're healthy. Plus, their plant experts are on call to help you pick and care for your new greenery. They're fantastic, and I think you're going to really love being involved with them. You can get privacy trees, you can get shade trees, you can get fruit trees. The choices are virtually endless. So go to fastgrowingtrees.com It's just a few clicks away and transform your yard. It's going to save you so much money to do this. So use, because you're a listener to this program, you'll get an additional 15% off your first purchase.
Oh, nice.
When you use the promo code PAT at Fast Growing Trees, all one word, of course. FastGrowingTrees.com. That's FastGrowingTrees.com. Promo code PAT.
Pat Gray returns.
I don't know if you've noticed, but the price of eggs actually came down already.
Oh, see, now this is what Trump needs to focus on.
Yes, for sure. Eggs in the U.S. went from, I think it was $7.12, and now it's, it's over $8.
Yeah, over $8 on that chart.
Holy cow.
That was $6.08.
$6.08 now is the average.
Getting there.
Okay, so that's pretty good. It's a good start.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
I like that. Huh. So
and we also had, this is another thing I hope Trump is out talking about, is for the first time in how many months has it been? 15 months. First time in 15 months, native-born job growth outpaced foreign-born workers. Because remember, that was the whole thing. They were importing cheap labor, foreign-born, and that's recovering now.
That damn America First policy of this president. Why isn't he helping out Belize more than he is? Or Colombia or Guatemala? Why? So great. It is so nice to be able. I mean, yes, we still have some issues. And I don't just automatically accept everything he does just because he's him. And when he's wrong, I think we need to call him out for it. Like this Thomas Massie thing. He's right on so many things that it's important to say, okay, look, don't jettison Thomas Massie because he disagrees with you on one thing. That'd be a huge, huge mistake. All right. What's this Bill Nye the Hitler Guy thing?
Oh, well, we'll play that after the break and see.
Can we play it right?
Yeah, we could.
3 seconds.
I mean, sure.
Yeah, hit it.
Okay, but
Let
it's
me see.
Science!
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Play it again. See, Elon Musk gets canceled for that.
And yes, that's what we've been hearing about for weeks now. What's the deal with the High Hitler salute? We'll get into that more coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. Got a few tweets here. Jonathan Evans tweets, I didn't know Chris's slicer was an illegal immigrant. So we're saying the new self-deportation app works?
It worked. Yeah. Slicer.
Nice.
My paper slicer deported.
Paper cutter?
Chris is a Territorian, you know. Oh, no. Is this officially during a tweet?
Oh, no.
Yeah, boy.
It is because it triggered.
Darn it.
Doesn't count.
Biden Hunter tweets, so the funds we send to Ukraine are now being used to take down the platforms that expose their grift. Gen X kid, I know the difference between a male and a female precisely because I am a male who has encountered the female anatomy. Okay? Yeah, well, yeah, that works.
So he's a biologist? Is that what he's
yes,
saying?
I think that's what he's saying.
So he's dropping.
Yes.
Okay, he's name dropping. Got it.
Right.
So you're done with the tweets now?
Yes, I'm done with the tweets.
I'm surprised he's a Territorian.
Yeah. That Chris is a Territorian?
Could relate to that.
I am too, yeah.
Last comment.
Surprising that as a Territorian, Chris would understand that whole thing. Now, do Territorians understand the difference between men and women? Because Whoopi Goldberg says if we think there's a difference there, then we don't know the female anatomy.
We do understand the female anatomy.
Okay.
Yes, especially the men.
And I was Well, I went back to the Serena Williams quote on David Letterman. You know how that came about when she played the number 203rd ranked man in the world. You know how that came to be? She and Venus, Serena and Venus, her sister, were in the clubhouse, and they were talking about how they could beat any man outside the top 200. Well, the guy, I don't remember his name, but the guy who was ranked 203rd was standing right there and took them up on the challenge. and then he beat them each. He beat one of them 6-1, the other 6-2. They just played one set each.
Karsten Brosh.
Okay. All right. See, a guy you've never even heard of. Beat the number 1 and 2 women's players in the world.
So she was
at
wrong
the time.
because she said it was going to be 6-0, 6-0.
Well, but that was against the number 1 ranked.
Oh, okay.
Got it. This guy was 203rd. The other thing is, you remember when the U.S. women's national soccer team
That's my favorite story.
came to Dallas and they played a boys 14 and under team in a little friendly match to get ready for the World Cup or whatever.
And what happened, Pat?
The 14 and under boys beat the women's national soccer team 5-2.
Wait, what?
5-2. Yeah. Yes.
5.
Way.
That's
5
that's
goals.
like 80 points in football.
Yes. Yes. It's like beating somebody 80-10 in football.
It's awesome.
It's so amazing.
And you, how old did you say the team was?
14 and under.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
14.
Sorry,
and
I
under.
see 15. It's under 15. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I was just.
Yes. So it's under. It's the boys under 15.
Yeah. Same thing.
Okay.
So wow. I mean, that is.
Man.
And we're not.
It's incredible.
Don't say this stuff. It's not to mock women at all. It's simply to make what should be an obvious point to everyone with half a brain. Men, women, different. Males, females, different.
Yeah.
Bigotry. That's all I hear from you.
Is that what you're hearing?
Bigotry.
Okay.
That's good stuff.
All righty. I mean, I can't avoid that kind of bigotry because it's just fact. Doesn't mean we're better. In fact, I think most of us would admit that women are superior to men in many ways. And so physically, that's not one of them. So deal with it. Could we just be real again?
No.
And face the truth again. But you can't with the left. You just can't. I like this. President Trump posted 50 wins in 50 days and how he has delivered for Americans. Did he post this on Truth Social?
No, the White House posted it.
White House posted it.
Yes.
Okay. So it marked 50 days in office yesterday, I guess, and he's already established himself as the most consequential president of our time.
Awesome.
I can go with that.
Go with it.
I can go with that.
Yes.
I don't know that there's an argument.
The winning never stops, and President Trump is just getting started. Here are 50 wins for the American people in President Trump's first 50 days. Number 1, President Trump secured the border in an unprecedented fashion. Illegal border crossings have declined to the lowest level ever recorded, down 94% from last February, down 96% from the all-time high of the Biden administration. In one sector, illegal border crossings are down 99% over 2023. Wow. President Trump signed the Laken Riley Act into law. It requires that illegals arrested or charged with theft or violence to be detained, honoring the memory of Laken Riley. Of course, she was the Georgia college student that was brutally murdered by an illegal. Number 3, President Trump deporting illegal killers, rapists, and drug dealers en masse. And the left seems to have a real problem with that.
Right.
President Trump's tariffs are leveling the playing field for workers. He restored a 25% tariff on steel imports and elevated the tariff to 25% on aluminum imports to protect American industries. He's taking on the fentanyl crisis. He's, of course, declared the drug cartels terrorists, and so we can go after them with our military. He has secured billions of dollars in new U.S.-based investments, including Apple announcing a historic $500 billion investment that will create 20,000 new U.S.-based jobs. TSMC announced an unprecedented $100 billion investment. I mean, the list is lengthy.
Yeah.
Secured $20 billion by DAMC properties to build new U.S.-based data centers. CMI CGM announced a $20 billion investment in U.S. shipbuilding and logistics. Eli Lilly and Company announced $27 billion in U.S.-based manufacturing. $18 billion investment by American Liquefied Natural Gas, LNG, exporter Venture Global and their Plaquemines LNG export facility. Wisconsin-based Clarios, a leader in low-voltage energy storage. How many times have we talked about them? And
I get tired of you mentioning them.
I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But they announced a $6 billion plan to expand in the U.S. Saudi Arabia declared its intention to invest over $600 billion in the U.S. over the next 4 years. And Taiwan also pledged a big investment.
Remember on that one, he called the prince or the king, and he was like, he's a friend. We'll knock it up a little more, billion more.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Nice. He's bringing manufacturing back to the U.S., rescued American citizens held hostage abroad. He restored maximum pressure on Iran. He signed an executive order to reinstate, with back pay, U.S. service members who were discharged under the military's Biden-era COVID-19 vaccine mandate. It's about time. He secured the arrest of an international terrorist. I mean, he unleashed American energy. He ended Biden's liquefied natural gas export ban. He rescinded every one of the Biden administration's job-killing, pro-China, anti-American energy regulations. Ended the Biden administration's abuse of the illegal immigrant parole scheme. He's trying to bring peace to the world by ending this conflict in Ukraine with Russia. Signed an executive order to protect children from chemical and surgical mutilation. Gosh, that one is so important. It's hard to believe anybody opposes that. He ended the unfair practice of forcing women to compete against men in sports, and the left is insisting that continue. President Trump is ending waste, fraud, and abuse in government. All they can do is scream about Elon Musk on that effort. He's reforming the federal bureaucracy. He ended diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Ended the indoctrination of American students. Ended the weaponization of government against its citizens. Reversed the lawfare against American citizens. He's making life more affordable every day for Americans. We just talked about egg prices going down. Central air conditioners. Biden rules were slated to make air conditioners $1,100 more expensive. Wow, like they're not expensive enough to begin with. If you have to replace your air conditioning unit, you know how painful that can be.
I did $10,000.
Oh,
just the unit.
Yeah,
just the unit.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and you remember we had the old school refrigerant. And then Obama changed it to the
Freon.
EPA. Yeah, so it went from Freon to something I can't remember the name, and now
Are they going back to Freon?
No.
Well, that's banned.
Yeah. So I think they're holding steady at the Obama one because they were about to go to something else. I forgot. I was talking to an AC guy the other day, and it was about to get. I think this is exactly what this prevented. This intense increase.
I mean, that's a huge increase. $1,100. Jeez.
Yeah, my AC was, he called it illegal because it was 30 years old. So he couldn't fix it. He couldn't even touch it. So
wow.
We had to get it replaced.
That sucks. Gas water heaters. Biden rules were slated to make water heaters $2,800 more expensive. Gas stoves. Remember the argument about that? They claimed that this wasn't true. Well, it was. And they were slated to make stoves $3,250 more expensive. Wow. Clothes washers and dryers. were about to become $200 more expensive. Light bulbs, more expensive. He's changed all of those regulations. He made it official policy of the U.S. government that there are only 2 sexes. What? How dare you say that?
Is he a biologist?
No. No, he's not. And that's the point. What about all the non-binary people? What about them?
No.
He designated English as the official language of the United States of America.
Hear that, Chris?
Yeah. Yeah, you might have to.
That's all I speak in front of you guys anyway, so thank you for
is that what you're speaking to us?
Oh.
Territorian? Okay. Huh. There was just a poll done in New York for New York voters. And even in New York, I think it was 57% favor English being the official language of the United States.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, stupids.
It is stupid.
It's people who are just plain butt stupid.
Stupids.
President Trump is ending anti-Semitism in college campuses, and he's making you pay if you're not doing what you need to be doing to protect Jewish students, like Columbia. They ended a $400 million grant to them.
Yeah,
because of it.
And then they have a protest there because Trump dares to deport.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, this guy who says he wants to end Western civilization. Okay, yeah, we should give him a medal and beg him to stay and destroy us. That'd be great. He cut bureaucratic red tape, brought back hiring based on merit. He brought military recruitment to the highest numbers in decades, banned funding to UNRWA, the United Nations agency that employs hundreds of Hamas and jihad operatives. He's restoring education in America, resumed construction of the border wall, adding to the more than 400 miles of border wall built during his first term. He terminated the Biden-era electric vehicle mandate, ended the war on cryptocurrency. In fact, completely reversed that.
We have now a crypto reserve.
Oh, yeah.
What are the 3? Bitcoin, Ripple, and Ethereum. Is that right, Chris? I think those are the 3. So
sounds right.
That's exciting.
He established the Make America Healthy Again Commission, which redirects the national focus to promoting health rather than simply managing disease. That seems like a good idea. Mm-hmm. Rather than treat cancer, let's avoid getting it. How about that? President Trump expanded access to in vitro fertilization. I thought he was wildly against that and all forms of help for women to have babies. President Trump established the White House Faith Office to protect Americans' religious liberties, restored transparency to government, raised standards for law enforcement, is returning law and order to American cities, returned the federal disaster. He reformed the federal disaster efforts, cracked down on the so-called sanctuary cities, about time, rolled back the Biden-era push to mandate paper straws. I mean, these are just simple things, but really meaningful in our lives. Everybody I know hates paper straws.
Have you noticed that the straws are better now?
Yeah, of course.
A lot better.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. Because if you're a restaurant, of course you're going to use what works better, right?
Oh, 100%. And I think that was a government thing
it was.
on that mandate. But you guys ever at a restaurant and they don't give you a straw? Am I looking too deep into this? And I kind of think, you're one of them. How dare you not make me ask for a straw?
Mm-hmm.
Paper products, bro. They're expensive.
Are you one of those turtle lovers?
Mm-hmm. President Trump expanded or instructed the Secretary of Treasury to stop production of the penny, which actually costs 3.69 cents to make.
So wait, that's
1 cent costs over 3.5 cents to make.
That is a government setup right there.
Sure is.
So what do they do with it? They eliminated what?
Well, he told the Treasury to stop making pennies. Were you gone that day when we talked about that?
I'm just thinking about, makes me think of Pluto. It's like, I kind of like the penny.
Really?
Like, are we going to round up now? Like, is it going to be in my favor? If they owe me $3.71, am I going to get $3.75 or $3.70?
You're $3.70. That's sure.
Unacceptable.
Yeah.
That's called theft.
Here's what you do. It's called an ATM card.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what you do. Then you don't have to worry about it. Then you're charged the exact amount of money, and you don't have to round up or down. The Trump administration terminated approval for New York City's burdensome congestion pricing scheme. They pulled. This is amazing. They polled New Yorkers on that. I was really surprised at the numbers. Let me see if I can find that real quick because I was stunned. Wait, how could you be in favor of the congestion toll? Because it was $9, right? It was originally going to be $15. Then they brought it down to $9.
Discount, Pat. They give you a discount from $15.
Well, they're saving you like $1,500 a year that way. Well, no, because I have to pay now like something like $2,300 a year. You're not saving me anything. You're costing me much more money. Well, yeah, but we were going to charge you almost double, but now we're not. Okay. Let me see. Making significant. I was stunned by the fact that some were not in favor of removing the toll. Why? I guess because you're believing that the congestion is going to be reduced in the city. Maybe that's why. But President Trump forced Washington, D.C. to clean up the homeless encampments as he pursues policies to restore pride in America's capital city. Be nice if all cities across the country would do this. He's ending China's chokehold over the Panama Canal as he seeks its rightful return to U.S. ownership. We built it. He suspended enforcement of invasive, burdensome reporting requirements that saddled small businesses with unnecessary red tape. So just a list of 50 things. There's far more than that, but it would take all day. It would take all week to talk about them all.
I saw where security clearances have been revoked for...
Oh, I love that. Why did they have? One of them was Letitia James. And Alvin Bragg.
Alvin Bragg.
They had... Wait, they had security clearance?
So here's what DNI Director Tulsi Gabbard tweeted out yesterday. Per the president's directive, I have revoked security clearances and barred access to classified information for Antony Blinken, Jake Sullivan, Lisa Monaco, Mark Zaid, Norman Eisen, Letitia James, Alvin Bragg, and Andrew Weissman, along with the 51 signers of the Hunter Biden disinformation letter. President's daily brief is no longer being provided to former President Biden.
Good. Which, of course, they're going to whine about that. They already have. And I don't understand why you would want Joe Biden to have access to anything.
Because you know that's not staying with him.
No, absolutely. All right. Let me tell you about Beam's Dream Powder. You know the conservatives know the value of a good night's sleep to tackle tomorrow's battles. And that's why I'm thrilled to share Beam's Dream Powder with you. It's changed the game for me. It's an American company, and they've helped over 17.5 million nights of sleep across the country. I'm one of those. I used to toss and turn way too often, but then upon discovering Beam's Dream Powder, sleep comes more naturally, stay asleep longer, wake up refreshed in the morning. It's fantastic. Delicious salted caramel. They have all kinds of flavors, but that's my favorite. It only has 15 calories, 0 grams of sugar, so you don't have to feel guilty about taking it. And it's filled with natural ingredients. Tastes amazing, natural ingredients, no reason not to do this. Beam's proudly made by the USA, by people who share our values, hard work, integrity, and results. So get your focus back. Be ready to face the day again. Beam's Dream Powder. They're also giving Pat Gray Unleashed listeners 40% off. 40%. So go to shopbeam.com/Pat. Use the promo code Pat at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/Pat. You'll get up to 40% off. And you'll be supporting an American company and get your best night's sleep. Shop Beam, B-E-A-M, shopbeam.com/Pat.
Subscribe to Pat Gray Unleashed on Apple Music and Spotify. Pat Gray Unleashed.
Supposedly, a special envoy of the Trump administration said that Ukrainian President Volodomyr Zelenskyy has apologized.
Yeah.
In a letter to President Trump and called it progress toward a minerals deal. Special envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, told Fox yesterday that Zelenskyy had reached out to make amends after the explosive disagreement between him, the president, and the vice president. They just need to be put on the table, and everybody needs to be transparent about what their expectations are, he said. Zelenskyy sent a letter to the president. He apologized for that whole incident that happened in the Oval Office. And apparently requested it be private because obviously president hasn't shared it. And that's unusual. Usually he would have mentioned that. But Witkoff says, I think it's an important step, and there's been a lot of discussion between our teams and the Ukrainians and the Europeans who are relevant to this discussion as well. And I would like to describe it as progress. And so I would hope there's a deal. Yeah, I'll believe that when I see it. When he comes back to the U.S. with his tail between his legs and begs for forgiveness and puts his signature on it, then I'll believe it.
When he begs like a dog?
Yeah. He was begging like a dog in my office. It was beautiful. So beautiful. Like a dog, he begged. Begging like a dog. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed. Coming up.
All we really needed was a new president.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We got a breaking news situation. Is this in Pakistan?
Yeah, it says gunmen hijack a train in Pakistan, have taken hundreds hostage. I don't know how many gunmen are on this train, but
weird.
Yikes.
Haven't heard of people being taken hostage on a train for a while.
Yeah.
And it's been a while.
A 90s movie.
Yeah.
More than 400 passengers.
Wow, dang.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so that's really early in that situation. We'll let you know if we get more information on that. Yesterday we talked about the high school track meet. There was a race. I don't know how far this was. Do you know how far the race was?
30 miles.
30. Wow, it's a 30-mile race on the track.
Yeah.
So that's like 800 laps.
Yes.
I don't know.
30 miles.
I don't know. Sorry.
Anyway, high school girls race.
Yes.
And one of them, as she's getting passed by another contestant, she hits the person in the head twice. If you missed it on overtime yesterday, watch this. Here's what happened.
Junior Kaylin Tucker was running the second leg of the 4x200 relay in the Virginia State High School League Championships when the shocking incident happened.
That's when she hit me with the baton.
Watch again as you see the two sprinters running side by side as they round the corner with Kaylin on the outside. Kaylin's mother cheering her on. Just as Kaylin is passing the other runner, the athlete swings her baton, striking Kaylin.
I just felt a bang on my head, and then I fell off the track immediately.
Kaylin dropping her baton and reaching for her head.
The whole Coliseum pretty much gasped. I just jumped up out of the bleachers immediately and ran to her on the main floor.
The 16-year-old was later diagnosed with a concussion. The family says neither the athlete who struck Kaylin nor the other team's coaches checked on Kaylin or reached out afterwards.
To see that they kept running and she not stop and check on my daughter. That was the part where I was like, it couldn't have been an accident.
The other runner, who attends IC Norcom High School, has not been named. Kaylin's parents say Norcom's athletic director and the girl's father apologized in a phone call, but they're still waiting for the opposing athlete and her coaches to reach out.
We definitely want the coaches and a personal apology from the actual athlete as well, because it's only right.
The Virginia High School League saying in a statement, "We thoroughly review every instance like this," adding, "The VHSL membership has always made it a priority to provide student athletes with a safe environment for competition."
I've never seen such a thing.
So we reached.
Wow. And you were, but they review all of them.
They review
all of the incidents like that where one athlete hits another in the head with a baton. Wow. That's weird.
Total accident.
So apparently the person who hit the girl had something to say about this.
Yes, she does.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Everybody has feelings.
Everybody has feelings, Pat.
You're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Wait,
They're
what?
going off of one angle. A couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit. I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video.
It's the angle, Pat.
So she's a victim. She's the victim.
You're not thinking of her
No.
mental, and then she stopped talking.
Yeah, no, we're not thinking of your mental. I am thinking your mental now. Jeez.
But Pat, remember,
You have to look with better eyes than that.
Oh yeah. Okay. So it was like an involuntary reflex where she bashed her in the head.
She was losing her balance.
Yeah,
Well, she was not losing her balance.
What do you mean?
She lost her balance.
She lost her
Pat, and when
balance.
she
Look
was
at this.
pumping-
Boom!
Balance regained.
That is so lame.
And see, we just have a bad angle.
Yeah, right.
She got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back and then lost.
It's her hair. She got stuck in her hair, and then she was pumping, and boom, hit.
That is the weakest
Oh,
attempt
my.
at an excuse.
Wow.
You're not thinking about my mental.
That is amazing.
I want charges, man. If I'm not,
I do too. Yeah.
Let's go.
I mean, she deserves it. And that is a lame excuse. She got pissed because she was getting passed.
Beat.
And so she struck out like against her. That's what she did. But we're supposed to believe she was tripping and her arm just flailed and happens
to all of us.
Hit her in the head. Yeah,
Pat,
I've
when
seen
you
that
were
over and
running,
over again.
When you were a track athlete, don't you remember when you were like almost tumbling, you had to like pump and then
did the baton get stuck in your hair?
Hit a competitor in the head?
Yes.
Is that what
Ah,
happened?
man, if I had a nickel for every time that happened to me,
be rich.
Tell you, I'd forgotten though until you just brought it up.
That's what I'm saying. Just
Chris.
remember.
Yeah. Jeez.
That is.
Listen to it again.
Weak
I mean,
sauce.
See if you can decipher this, make sense out of it. No, not this, but her explanation.
Yeah, we got to hear her explanation.
Because, boom, boom. And she looks like she hits her twice.
So
she's got feelings.
You're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental.
Wait,
right?
pause it. We got to start this over. She's not mad at us. She's mad at the other girl that she assaulted. You're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental. Holy crap.
That's incredible.
Everybody has feelings. So
Everybody has
you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right? They're going off of one angle. A couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost
Rolled
my
up her
balance, and when I
back?
pumped my
What?
arms
I
again,
don't-
she
nobody
got
knows,
hit.
man.
I know my intentions,
Nobody
and I would
knows.
never hit somebody on purpose.
No,
And
you just
assuming
did
my
it. You
character,
just
calling
did.
me ghetto, racist slurs.
Yeah,
death
we've
threats,
never
all
called
of
you
this.
any of that, but I don't know if somebody has, but we certainly didn't.
Okay, so.
But that is unbelievable.
There's another issue that needs to be addressed in this video that we haven't brought up yet. Could you please start this from the beginning, this crying and whatnot?
Everybody has feelings. So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right? They're going off of one angle. A couple times hitting her.
Okay, stop it right there. Rule number 1 of sitting down for an interview, change the batteries in your smoke detectors, please. Okay. I can't have the chirping.
You don't like the chirping in
at
the
all?
middle?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
That is the worst sound in the world. Because then, first of all, you have to track it down.
Yes, you do.
Where's that freaking chirp coming from?
Where is it?
And then you got to get the ladder out. It only happens at 2 in the morning.
Yes.
It can't happen at 2 in the afternoon.
Well, that's
It's
convenient.
a universal law that it must happen at 2 in the morning and wake you up from a dead sleep. So go find your stupid ladder, get up there, and change the battery.
It never starts in the middle of the day.
No, it doesn't.
When you're just sitting around like, I got nothing else to do. No, it's always when you're trying to sleep.
Yep.
And earplugs
Sure
don't
is.
work, nothing like that. But then after you change the battery and you think you've gotten it solved, it turns out you're at the wrong one.
You're at the wrong one.
Then you hear the chirp again. As soon as you get settled and you're back in bed, you put the ladder away.
And then you try to screw it back into the ceiling, and it like keeps dangling out, and you're like,
Yes.
get up there, man! I want to go back to bed.
I thought I did it where I went smart. All my smoke detectors are smart, and I connected them to the alarm. So when they go off, the whole house goes into alarm mode, and I get a phone call. I get the house
isn't
yelling
that fun?
at me.
That's fun. And then you forget the password.
And you forget the code.
Fire
the
department
safe code.
shows up. The police are there.
And here's $250.
The Marines have shown up.
Can I'm not with this company anymore, but I remember when I had to call at one point, and there was an alarm going off, and they're like, "What's your password?" And I go, "I don't know." March 1st, 1998, like anniversary or something. And then the guy's like, nope, something else.
Nope.
And I go, what the hell? And I go, okay, 3198. That's it. I'm like,
are you serious?
Unbelievable.
Who hired you, man?
Really?
Yes. Swear.
That's great.
That's stupid.
That's great. What I like is when you know the password, but then you got to do a second question. Has to be,
Yes.
You have to confirm through a second question that they asked you 6 years ago, and you have no idea.
I know.
What was your friend's pet's name that you went to prom with?
Yep.
Used to know that.
That is so specific.
What was your first vehicle that you ever owned?
Yeah.
It was a '69 Ford Falcon. Nope.
Yep, that's why.
No. What do you mean no? That was my first vehicle.
That's why I have the same answer for everything. Yep. What was your first pet's name? El Paso. Okay. Where did you meet your wife? El Paso.
El Paso.
Where did you go to school? El Paso. Where were you born? El Paso.
Oh, that's smart.
That's smart.
That's smart.
Yeah, that's good.
Now you know how
I'm
to
going
get
to do
my
that
stuff.
from now on.
Now we know Keith's password, his anniversary,
El Paso.
and El Paso.
There you go.
And the problem is, though, now it's some other kind of confirmation. It's got to be some digital thing that you don't have with you right at that time. It's aggravating.
First world problems.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, these are. All right, let me tell you about Tri-Tails. One of the best things in life is steak day, whatever day that is. If you do it, whenever you do steak at home, there's nothing better. And there's nothing better than when it's really delicious, juicy, flavorful steak that's raised right here in Texas. If you want to buy beef from a family-owned, fifth-generation ranch like I do, I love it. Look no further than Tri-Tails Beef. You can bring premium Texas beef to your table because these are top-tier cuts of meat, and they're hand-packed, delivered directly to you. I'm talking about USDA Prime and choice beef with high-end Black Angus genetics that ensure that every single bite is going to be consistently delicious. There's no grass-fed gimmicks here. Have you ever tried the grass-fed? They make a big deal out of it. I've never noticed any difference with that. But when it's raised the right way, balanced for tenderness and marbling, like Tri-Tails does, it means these cattle are pasture-raised, grain-finished, and this is done by Texans who care about the quality of their product. I get hungry just thinking about it. Go to trybeef.com/PatGray. Trybeef.com/PatGray to get 5% off your first order on a one-time purchase. That's TRY. Trybeef.com/Pat Gray.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
One of the interesting, I was talking about that poll that they did in New York a few minutes ago. And there were some interesting numbers in this because, these are New York voters. And they were all in favor, 57 to 27% in favor of making English the official language of the United States, which, might surprise you with New Yorkers. But I think since they've encountered the illegal situation a lot like we have, not to the same extent, but now they know what it's like when you can't communicate with people. And you know what it's like for them when they can't communicate. But that was one of the interesting results in this poll. Another was that 40%? Let me see if I have that written somewhere. Where did I put it? 40% are in favor of ending the congestion toll that they just got assessed. And 33% were not. Yes, please charge me $9 every time I come into the city. I'd love that. $9 more than I would have gotten charged otherwise. That's great. And the other thing that really was amazing to me is that nobody wants Canada. They asked if whether or not you favor making Canada the 51st state. 11% favor it. 68% do not. Nobody wants Canada. So there you go, Canada. Don't worry about it. We don't want your stupid country. Even if you were to beg us, we would tell you, no.
I think everybody has the same opinion on Jeffy, a territory.
Yeah.
Not a state.
Maybe a territory. I'm even skeptical about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But it's 300,000, right? Then you become a state. Is that what it is? I just remember it's what it used to be. Or is that the representative? I forget.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's in the Constitution. Let me look it up. I don't know. It's something like that. 300,000? I don't know.
I think 600,000.
600,000?
Yeah.
All right.
It might be less than that in Canada because there's only...
I say we take the western part of Canada where they're conservative.
Oh, the west part? Yes.
The east part?
Yes.
You're on your own.
And where the oil is.
In the oil, yes,
oil,
sir.
yes.
Yeah, we just get Alberta. We'll take that.
Okay.
You keep the rest of your crappy country.
Right. All right.
DOGE protesters apparently don't like Elon Musk. What
happened?
When did this start?
Where we go?
Cut 23.
When you wake up or when you're on your weekend and you get the fork in the road message.
Your mask. Pause it for a second. Why are we doing the mask? You're on a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's within 20 yards of you.
Yeah, I don't know if the people are still mental that are wearing masks or if this is just a remnant a convenient remnant to hide your identity.
I think it's to hide your identity now.
Wow. All right. Let's hear it again from the top because, man, she's so understandable. Right. All right. Let's see if we can understand what she's saying.
When you wake up or when you're on your weekend and you get the fork in the road message, or you get the subsequent 5 bullets, hey, what the hell did you do, you lazy federal worker, this week?
I mean, the math checks out, lady.
How frightening is it that someone on X, the owner of X, speaks to you directly to say, what did you do last week at work? And if you don't answer, I am going to fire you.
No, he's not going to.
But even more
Somebody may, but
egregious,
not Elon.
the president comes out, the most powerful person in the land, and endorses that message. How do you think that makes federal workers feel?
I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't really care how you feel about that. If you talk about laziness. Boy. If you're so lazy, you can't list 5 things that you did, 5 simple things, just a few sentences, and you can't even do that, then he's right about the laziness.
Shoo.
And he's not saying necessarily that you're lazy. He's saying he doesn't even know if you're actually there since you're not coming into the workplace.
She would not make it in the private sector for 5 minutes.
That's for sure.
Boy, and let's talk about some of the heat the DOGE team is getting. We've got, they were doxxed. The entire team was doxxed on Twitter briefly. Before that was squelched. But you've got a guy's family business is now under attack online, getting negative reviews. They're uncovering stuff like a vaccine company registered to a P.O. box and run by 2 former Biden staffers got $28 million in the final months of the Biden administration. This is good stuff that they're uncovering. And I'm sorry if they want to make sure that you should have a job, lady. 5 things. It's not that tough.
It's really not.
5 freaking things.
It's really not.
And I love how she was saying, how dare Elon talk to federal employees? Federal employees are some form of, elitist?
Yeah.
No, you're a federal employee. What are you talking about?
And she just said that the president was the most powerful person in the land. Well, he appointed Elon to do this.
Yep.
To ask what you're doing. Are you there? Can you prove it? It's really not that difficult.
There was one guy, I didn't send this in, but there was one guy holding a protest sign in front of some department. And someone asked him point blank, "Are you getting paid to be out here?" And he goes, "I am absolutely being paid to be out here."
He was in front of a Tesla building.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's protesting DOGE in front of a Tesla dealership.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool. All righty. Good. All right. Then we've got Van Jones on the state of the Democrat Party. One of the things about Van Jones is that he'll call out Democrats when he thinks it's necessary. He'll speak his mind from time to time. And here he's talking about what's going on with Democrats.
Lastly, Van, in terms of Democrats and where they go from here, this last week we did see them some people try to protest during the president's address and then House leadership getting onto them, other Democrats calling them out. They still seem to be wandering around trying to figure this out. What's your take?
Can we ask another question? Do I have to talk about my own party? Can we talk about Ukraine or something? No. Look, man, we're screwed. We don't know. No, Democrats don't know what to do. This is a nightmare.
I love it.
Somebody like Donald Trump, we thought we'd at least have Hakeem Jeffries in the speaker's chair to hold him back if we didn't have Kamala in there to do the right thing. Listen, the Democratic Party is going through a massive set of internal crises. You have a party that got trapped 2 ways. One, defending a broken status quo that nobody likes because they thought that Donald Trump was going to make it worse. But when you're defending the status quo, you're going to lose. And then offending most people in the country, calling everybody sexist and racist and transphobic and every other name, and then saying, please follow us. That's not a good strategy, folks. Defending a broken status quo and offending most of the country turns out is not as popular as my party thought it was going to be. And so it's going to take a while for people to get it figured out. I don't like talking about this. I'd rather be beat up. Can you give me something I can beat up Shermichael about? I don't want to talk about my own party.
I know. It's a tough question.
How about that? It. Yeah, a little honesty there from Van Jones.
That's good. What does he mean the party's in chaos, though? Because, Kamala Harris is...
she's brilliant as always.
Torchbearer, so...
Yeah.
What do you mean chaos?
Here's what she had to say about, Oscar night? Is this?
I don't know.
Yes.
All right.
This? So we did DoorDash because I wanted Doritos. And the red carpet part was about to start. Nobody wanted to leave to go to the grocery store. So it was DoorDash.
Jeez.
And I'm thinking about
crap.
So I was willing to give up whatever might be the tracking of Kamala Harris's particular fondness for nacho cheese Doritos for the sake of getting a big bag of Doritos as I watched the Oscars.
And this is a picture that she's referencing.
Oh, man. That's okay. Oh, okay.
We could have had that, Pat. We could have had that.
The Doritos girl.
Listen
okay,
here,
good.
Vladimir Putin. You get out of Crimea.
Wow.
Ukraine is a country in Europe.
Give me a big bag of Doritos and we'll back off.
Boy, we dodged a bullet there, didn't we? It reminds me of 2000 when we dodged the Al Gore bullet. And 2016 when we dodged the Hillary Clinton bullet. Good golly, that would have been just tragic to have. It would have destroyed the country.
I'm telling you, man. I think Democrats lose sleep over their stealing of the 2020 election.
Yeah, because that made things worse.
They could have.
It made it worse for them.
Yeah, they're thinking they could have gotten a vanilla Donald Trump second term.
Yep.
Could have beaten Mike Pence and the general.
He wouldn't have planned for 4 years and plotted what he was going to do when he actually won the next time.
And then they wouldn't have been stuck with brain dead Kamala there talking about Doritos and stuff as their forced upon candidate in 2024.
I eat no for breakfast.
And the thing is, she thinks she's so profound every single time she goes off on these tangents.
So true.
Incredible.
She is. What's her future, man?
Governor of California. She'll run for that. I don't know if she'll win, but we'll see. All right. Got overtime coming up. I'll be filling in for Stu on Glenn's show today, and we'll see you back here tomorrow where Jeffy will join us to chew the fat, too.
I love Venn diagrams. I love Venn diagrams. You know the 3 circles? I love Venn diagrams. Just crack.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.